Oh yeah, that's it. You just tuned in to the Digital Cartridge Podcast with Sean and Micah. Listen up as they deliver you the most epic show covering movies, television, video games, and wrestling. And now, here's Sean and Micah.
What's up, broskies? This is like Sean.
And I'm like, Micah.
And like this is totally like it's the skater version, and like there's like more than one Sean, so like my mind is blown right now, bro.
Whoa.
I hate all of you.
What's good, man?
What's up, dudes? This is Sean number 2. What's up, boys?
Glad to have you back.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. This is what, my third time? That's pretty cool.
I lost count. I can't count past one.
32. It's my 32nd time. Nobody can verify anything.
When I'm on a job site and I see people like measuring stuff, I'm like 7 and just walk off, and they look at me like, "What the fuck is this dude talking about?"
I almost had it figured.
Penis?
Like, I mean, every time, like, you could be measuring, you could be like, do anything. I'm just like 7, and they just look at me like, "What the fuck is this dude talking about?" And
It's like when you go to the bank, they're giving you change, they're counting it out. You're like 32, 7, 19, and they're like, "Shut the fuck up, dude."
Oh man, speaking of banks, since I travel so much at work, my card got compromised the other day. It was a sad day.
Did you ever find out what was going on with it?
I think it's because I traveled from Knoxville to Memphis in one day, and I think the gas station I went to in Knoxville, they didn't run the report till the end of the day, so like it shows like a Memphis and a Knoxville transaction like minutes apart.
That sucks.
Yeah.
See, the fucking Walmart here, if you go there and you don't do it if you do it as a debit card instead of a credit card, they fucking put like $150 fucking hold on your funds until it processes through.
What? Does it matter what you're getting?
Not like if you're getting gas. So like if I use it as a credit card, like it does $1, like it pings it for $1 and then puts $1 back. But if you do it as a debit card, $150, boom.
That sucks.
Yeah, I get that. A lot of gas stations around here do a similar practice, which kind of sucks, but whatever.
My company gas card is limited to no more than 2 uses a day, and sometimes I drive so much I have to hit a third fill up, and it'll say like limit exceeded or whatever. So luckily I have 2 company gas cards now. So when I hit it.
Yeah, that's insane for them to place a hold on it if they're going to have you driving as much as you do.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I just need to keep my credit card in my pocket for those issues for like when I do it. But like I try to travel with the least amount as possible because my dumbass will probably lose something. It happens.
Can you expense stuff if you have to use your own card?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay.
It just sucks because we can only turn in expense reports like once a month right now.
Mm.
And I'm like, damn, I just traveled for 13 days straight.
Yeah. It's going to be nice to get that money back, but I wish I had it now.
Yeah, it's like, do I live paycheck by paycheck? Yeah.
I had a pretty...
That wasn't me laughing at you, but, the situation.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I had a pretty shit day the other day. I'm pretty sure I got like borderline heat stroke. I know I had heat exhaustion.
That's not good. Were you throwing up? Sick?
Yeah,
Did you
like...
have to curl into a ball? Go take a cold shower? Did you jump into a pool?
No, but I got dizzy and fell out.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me that you got so disoriented you went on top of a water cooler and started doing word for word of what he'd seen in Gilbert Grape.
Yeah. I've seen that. I like that movie.
So I'm really bad. Like when it comes to mowing the yard, I fucking hate mowing my yard. And the last couple of times it's so tall that like it leaves all that excess dead shit. And I got a bright idea to fucking rake it all up this time. And it took 12 50-gallon trash bags to rake it all up.
Don't you make that like hire somebody to do your lawn kind of money?
I mean, I wish.
I mean, I feel like that's a thing. And I mean, it's Kentucky. How expensive could it be?
I mean, if I was still, when I was in my the rental, I paid somebody to do it, but that yard was fucking tiny. Like now, I've got a bigger yard and a bigger house payment, so I can't afford either.
That's whack. How much land do you have?
3/4 of an acre.
Oh, that's not bad.
I know it's not
Ain't
that
bad.
It's not that much, but
Can't you like set these girls up so like one of them's on like one side of the mower and one's on the other, and they're just like pushing it?
oh no, I'm not
You just
allowed.
get the
I'm not
kids to
allowed
do
to
it?
take the kids anywhere near the mower.
Oh man, they don't want you want them turned into Stavi.
Yeah,
I've seen that too. The Ringer. I love that movie.
Yes, I'm 2 for 2 today.
When the fuck did we get ice cream? I love that movie.
It's funny because like I'll do that reference a lot. People are like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh,
Especially if you do it like in the voice.
Oh, yeah.
It's like this dickhead over here.
exactly. Like I'll even talk about the Stavi thing. Like we had an employee at work supposedly like cut some fingers off on a lawnmower incident, and I'm like, oh, is his name Stavi? And they're like, no, his name's so and so. I'm like,
Face palm. Jesus.
I was like, oh, I'm not as random as you are. It's okay.
his name's
funny.
Mark. You need sensitivity training.
Oh, what do you know about sensitivity training?
I don't. I had sexual harassment training this week though.
Oh, well, were you sensitive about it?
No, the entire 20 minutes, I was sitting there thinking, man, if these people only knew about some of the group chats that I'm in.
It only took 20 minutes for them to be like, yo, don't fuck your customers.
It wasn't even about customers. It was about like other employees. They don't give a fuck about the customers.
When Wanda is getting coffee, don't ask her if she likes it with a little cream in it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Mike is going to print that up on a poster. And it's going to be in the
that's going in the
lunchroom.
break room.
Yeah. And like they're going to hire somebody named Wanda, and they're going to be like, all right, we got to put like Linda over it now.
You do anything fun this week, Sean? Number 2.
Am I Sean number 2?
You said you were.
Oh, okay. I don't remember what I said 10 seconds ago. All I know is I was going to say exactly what Sean said, and then he said it. And I was like, that's the power of the Sean.
Yeah. The
Um,
Sean's.
This week, no, not really. I mean, I stay busy doing a lot of stuff. Saw a couple shows this week. Went on a couple hikes. But yeah, just work and getting out.
Is it still theater season? When does theater season end?
Theater season goes for like another month and a half. But it also it's a constant flow of people coming in and leaving, because people are only in for certain shows, which, you know, are around for a month and a half, 2 months, and then it like cycles through, and then like 2 weeks later, a couple more people are coming in to start rehearsing. So it's always a constant flow of new people.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. But yeah, not too much. What about you guys?
Man, I actually went whitewater rafting last weekend.
That's sick.
Yeah, it was down the Ocoee River, which is where they did the 96 Olympics kayaking and stuff like that.
Okay.
So some of it's man-made on the rocks for like a lot of the holes and everything, but I mean it's all level 4 and 5 rapids for about the full day.
Would you have medaled if you were in the Olympics?
Oh, dude, no, dude. I would never have made it on into anything. But it was funny because like my cousin came in town with a friend of his, and then Angelica went with us. And I know I've talked about her riding like roller coasters before, being like
Yeah.
deathly scared. She was ghost white the whole bus ride, because so you meet up at like this lodge, and you probably take about a 4 or 5 mile bus ride down to where you load on the rafts. So the whole time we're on this hot bus, you know, early in the morning, and she's just pale as can be, but like 30 seconds into the water, you know, she's like, I love this, you know? So it's funny as hell.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Our raft guide was fucking crazy though. Dude was cool. Like anytime there's a hole on the water, he just would like get the raft stuck, so we'd sit there and surf it the whole time. And he asked us if he'd always ask wild or mild, and we'd always say wild. And he would try his damnedest to like get us to like flip into the water and shit like that.
That's what's going in the break room. Wild or mild.
Congrats, Micah. In 2 weeks, you're getting another sexual harassment meeting.
Yeah.
If you want to know how to do it, that's how you do it.
Put the Wild or Mild in the bathroom, but only in the stalls where you have to sit down. So when they shut the door, the first thing they see is Wild or Mild.
For a good time, call Seabass.
Yeah. Call a good time, call 470 Digital.
Yeah, that's for Ben. He loves that movie.
Yeah. We were going to
Rip.
have, were you ripping Ben?
Yeah.
Did Ben die? That's
No, I think his kid died, but
no. That's
I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I take that back. I am so
no.
sorry.
No. You only have one death wish on somebody right now.
Who?
Betty White.
Oh yeah, fuck that bitch. Yo, okay, like legitimately, the amount of people that she has outlived is disgusting.
Yeah, she just outlived the dude that played Lucifer in.
What
Ghost
was
Rider.
it? Peter Fonda?
Yeah, Peter Fonda.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, she outlived the devil. So does the Betty White take the throne as the devil now?
That's probably why she's still alive. She probably is.
I don't know. She's like 97, dude. Like, how is she not dead? Like, she's got to die this year. She's got 4 more months.
Well, maybe she's on her last life. Maybe.
Hey,
she's a
FBI, listening in. That wasn't a threat.
Digital cartridge now seized by the FBI.
You just hear like, bam, 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 Micah's door.
What's that called when you're like Twitch streaming and you
Swatted.
get swatted?
Yeah, when you get swatted.
Micah's fixing to get pod swatted.
I just swatted him accidentally. Oh man.
Yeah, you'll never catch me, copper.
Yeah.
Oh man, so
You'll never catch me because I'm Micah.
Hi, we're here looking for Micah. That's not me. I'm Micah.
He's like sucker and succotash.
There's no way this guy threatened Betty White. Let's get out of here, boys.
Would you guys like it wild or mild?
Oh, I take it you took the sexual harassment orientation as well? Yeah.
No,
okay.
listen. Micah's sitting in like the kitchen. What's the movie with Sharon Stone where she crosses the legs?
Fuck.
Basic instinct. Let's fucking go, boys.
Yeah. So he's sitting Basic Instinct style with a coffee pot, and the cops and the FBI walks in, and he goes, "Do you want a little cream in your coffee?"
And crosses his legs.
Yes.
That's uncomfortable. But he's not okay. But he's wearing a bathrobe.
Yeah, yes,
like a
definitely.
fuzzy white bathrobe.
Yes.
And that's it.
How do you know what I do with my Sundays?
Dude.
What's bad is anybody that knows you or knows what you look like just pictured this and is probably throwing up right now.
I thought it was the greatest image ever. I mean, I don't want to frame it, but it was hilarious.
I can only imagine like his brother Caleb like leaning over a garbage can or a sink right now, just puking everywhere.
Yeah, we're gonna get another voicemail of him talking about that, and you're gonna have to beep out everything.
All you can hear is toasty, toasty, toasty.
And I was listening to your Toasty podcast, and then it was Toasty.
Yeah, that was funny. Oh man, so y'all got anything else before we walk into some Battle Mania?
I'm good.
Battle Mania.
All right, boys and girls, Battle Mania is a recurring segment that if you have listened to our show before, you're pretty familiar with. It's where myself and Sean pit two songs against each other, put it on a Facebook poll, and we allow our listeners and Facebook friends and random people in groups on Facebook to vote. Last episode, we had we always pick the same genre, and we've done it again this week, Foreshadow. But we had two rap songs going against each other. My song was DMX Party Up. Sean, you want to tell everybody what song you picked that one again?
Wu-Tang. What?
I thought he was talking to me. I'm like, I voted for your shit, Micah. And I don't know how it lost.
Oh, it's good, but I picked Wu-Tang Triumph. Yeah, and Sean, you always comment on, be like, Mike, your song is so much better, but you always lose.
And that wasn't always the case. Like,
Yeah.
for the first couple of weeks, I'm like, man, Sean's blowing Micah out of the water. But the last couple of weeks, I'm like, I don't know how Sean is beating Micah right now. What is going on?
Jedi mind tricks, bro.
It's insane. Well, next thing is that your next song?
No. But
Okay.
it did pop up on some YouTube stuff. I was like, damn, dude, I haven't listened to this in forever.
Same.
So
All
we
right,
had
back to you,
a
boys. Sorry.
we had a total of 72 votes, and Sean won by 4 votes. He had 38. I had 34.
So we're down by like 600 something votes. Is what you're trying to say?
We're down a whole lot. We're
Okay.
gonna get one of those reports from Facebook that've been like, "What the hell did you do wrong?" Because last week you had all this interaction, and now you got none.
Yeah, you get the analytics where it's like, you touched 34,000 people with interactions, and now it's going to be like, you touched 6.
Negative 80% interaction.
Yep. And I'm like, damn, why you got to be so rude? I just had an off week, bro.
It's always so negative. Facebook page is a negative place. I don't like
Yeah,
it.
then it's like, here's $5 to make you feel better on your next promotion.
Right? Everything I do, like I get an advertisement all the time, like, hey, boost this post. Or like I have a photography page that I literally just set up for my Instagram that it tells me to fucking be active every day or it will be quote unquote deactivated. Motherfuckers
wow.
haven't deactivated it in 2 months. They just keep threatening me.
That's the bad thing.
Deactivated, assholes. I don't care.
That's the bad thing about running more than one Facebook page too. It's like, damn, which
Ugh.
one do I keep active? Which one do I post to? And it's always like, you can make money off these streams if you do it for X amount of time per day. I'm like, but I want to do both.
Right? It's crazy. I don't know. I manage like 5 pages and you have like 20. I don't know how you do it.
No, I deleted about 16 of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Micah, what's your pick for this run?
You want to know what song I'm going to lose with again?
I mean, if it's you can be a loser or you can not be a loser, but in my heart, you're still a winner.
I just love the fact that we continue to pick the same genre, like regardless, like neither of us know what the either's picking, and we continue to pick the same genre, like episode for episode.
Well, you just screwed it up for life. Now it's going to be like Kids Bop versus fucking death metal.
Yeah, I'd be all right with that. So the song that I've got going into our next battle is going to be Executioners and the song It's Going Down. One of the big things with that song is it featured 2 members from the band Linkin Park, so it's often mistaken as a Linkin Park song, but it's not. It's by the Executioners.
Well, the lead singer is from Linkin Park.
Yeah, it's got Mike Shinoda.
Shindoa. And then it's got, Chester in it. So yeah, they make it think that. But I think it's also got Static X in that one too?
Chester's not in that one.
Oh, he's not?
No, it's got the Mike Shinoda or however the fuck you say his name, and then it's got their turntablist.
Okay. Well, isn't that who the Executioners is though in general?
Yeah, it's like 4 turntable people essentially.
Okay, nice. It's been a long time, since I've listened to them. I remember when they came off, right after the little split, and everybody's like, "Is Linkin Park break it up?" And be like, "No, they still do 2 things, kind of like Maynard and Tool."
Yeah, or like
everything else.
Slipknot and Stone Sour.
So I picked The Offspring. The Kids Aren't All Right, and I was kind of wanted to pick this after playing our game this episode's about, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I was like, I'm not going to pick one of the ones they have in the game, but like it gets me in that feel all the time. But The Offspring, The Kids Aren't All Right, that's from the album Americana that dropped September 21st, 1999, and it's the 5th track on that CD. But did you know that this song is actually an allusion to the Who song The Kids Are All Right?
All I want to know is which song Sean Muldowney's going to vote for right here and now. On the spot.
Kids Are All Right.
Fuck you.
It's back to Sean. I'm sorry. You had 2 chances and somehow fucking didn't get the votes.
Oh, what's even funny is I told Michael when he told me what his song was, is I almost picked Linkin Park.
Yeah, and I almost picked Pretty Fly for a White Guy. That's what I was trying to think of.
You probably, I don't know, Michael. If he was to pick another Offspring song, it would have been The Kids Aren't All Right versus Pretty Fly for a White Guy. Which one you still picking?
I can't stand Pretty Fly for a White Guy, so the kids
Yeah.
are.
Pretty Fly for a White Guy is like the rock song if you could almost take Jamie Kennedy from the movie Malibu's
Ugh.
Most Wanted and put them together.
Ugh. Cringe, dude.
Did I just hit another
Ugh.
movie that you've actually seen though?
I've seen most of that before. I
Yeah.
just kind of tuned it out. That's like a background movie, and even like the first time you see it, it's kind of like a background movie, you know. Like I don't know.
The
I don't
one
like
good
it.
thing about that movie is like when he does I'm the White Kong or whatever and starts shooting people in that scene was probably like one of the most like positive scenes in the whole movie. But yeah, the movie's trash.
I always reference the when somebody says chapstick, I'm like, traffic,
Oh, yeah.
looking for my chapstick, and nobody ever fucking understands me.
Yeah, because I mean that scene's about it's a memorable scene, but it's about as retarded as the saying.
It's also like if we're talking about scenes about chapstick and quotes about chapstick, it's like not very quotable. Like, but my lips hurt real bad. Is
You see
way
this-
better.
It's chapped. They're chapped, man.
Now I need to look up chapstick quotes, movie quotes.
I bet
Oh,
you Napoleon Dynamite's the top of the list. Guaranteed.
Or it's gonna be something sexual.
Sexual, you say?
Yeah. Mike is like, what? All right, I'm looking them up now.
You've got my
because he
attention.
accidentally typed in chap's dick.
He's like, why is everybody looking for some
Hey.
chapped dick? Oh,
And now my Wi-Fi is seized.
For some crappy dicks, some crusty dicks.
Gross.
Yeah, well, you search for it, bro.
All right, so
All right, man. So
yeah, Battlemania. Poll goes up. Episode goes up on Tuesday. Poll goes up on Wednesday. Hit it up. We share it around everywhere. Vote for your song. Let us know which one you like better. YouTube links will be in there.
So, what's up? I gotta fill you in on what I've been watching. Oh, jeez. This may contain spoilers.
I'm finally caught up on that show, by the way.
oh, Rick and Morty.
I am completely caught up and ready for the new season.
No, that's what's up. Yeah, I've been waiting for a while. I mean, a lot of people have, but that's so. How do you feel that now that you're caught up on it?
Is it pretty? I haven't read too much into it. Is it a pretty regular thing that they take a long time between seasons?
Yeah, that's just the way it's been with them.
Like I know at the end of like the last two, Mr. Poopy Pants comes out and he's like, we'll see you in 2 years.
Basically.
But yeah, I like it. I mean, it's one of those shows that, like I said last episode, it reminds me a lot of like Futurama. Like you could just catch an episode on and be like, oh yeah, I remember this one.
What's good about them is they came out right when South Park was starting to get a little staler. And, you know, everybody's burned out on The Simpsons except for the ones that just are hardcore and keep watching it. But, like, somebody needed something new and fresh to hit, and they just fucking, nailed it right off the bat with it.
Yeah, and I like the interaction. Like, I like how they keep a constant, like, one episode a season of, like, having all the extra Ricks, like, all the different Ricks there. They'll have one episode per season where they watch, like, the alien TV channels.
Oh, yeah. What else you been watching, dude?
So we finished the last season of Orange is the New Black. That was pretty good. If you've watched any of the other seasons, it's worth finishing. I caught up and finished the finale of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and they've announced that the next season of it's going to be the final season. I caught the season finale of Krypton, and then it got fucking canceled, which sucks. And then I'm working on the final season of Preacher right now.
So you mean to tell me that something on the CW got canceled?
Krypton was on Sci-Fi.
Oh, Sci-Fi. Well, it might as well have been. It's about the same. But you gonna mean to tell me something on the Sci-Fi channel got canceled?
Yeah, I mean it got 2 seasons, but it was a cool take on the Superman story just because they were doing Superman's grandfather, and like this last season they introduced Superman's dad like being born or whatever, but it's the Sci-Fi channel, like you said, they're not going to have a huge viewership.
Yeah, and I hate to say that Marvel's kind of anything Marvel IP is just taking the throne. Where anybody sees DC, they're like, we'll watch it, but it's not Marvel.
Have you watched any TV, or you been going to the movies a bunch?
No TV, man. Unfortunately, well, yes, I'm lying to you. I actually, for some odd reason, I was on Hulu, and the commercial for this damn show, Light as a Feather, came on. And I was like, "What the fuck is it?" And I watched the first season. Um, I made it through a couple episodes, and I was like, "I'm done." And then Angelica walked in, and I was like, "I want to watch this." And so we binged the first season on it. But it's about that, that game that people would play, Light as a Feather, Stiff as a Board. But it's got some. It's almost like a Chris. They call it the chrysalis or whatever. Some kind of like demon inside of this person, and it starts killing people off. I
Isn't
don't think
that the
it's
game they play in the what is the fucking name of that movie that had Nev Campbell in it where she was a witch?
The Craft.
The Craft. Ain't that the game they play in
Yeah.
that? Light as a
Yep.
feather, stiff as a board.
Yep. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, it's all a girl cast though, so I mean, I was kind of like losing disinterest in it, but I was like, I'll go ahead and finish it since I've watched the first one.
How's the movie pass working out?
Well, Movie Pass is we're waiting to delete the fuck out of that. Mine got unlocked and hers is still locked on if we could use it, but since we started using the AMC A list, it's been a lot easier, since you can order from like your house. Where at Movie Pass you had to be within like 500 feet of the building or some shit like that. But there's been not really a lot of good movies that have come out in the last couple weeks. We did catch Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which man, they should have just waited until October. It would have felt the time a lot better.
They're probably scared
fell
of
asleep
it.
with half an hour left.
You fell asleep in it?
Yeah.
I mean,
I literally fell asleep with half an hour left of the movie. And then when I woke up to the ending, I was like, to hear, like, I don't know how it ended or how they solved whatever they solved. But when I found out, the shit with their friends or whatever, like the little epilogue with the friends.
yeah.
I was like, what? This is stupid.
Yeah. Basically, in that movie, they convinced that demon, whatever her name was, Sarah, whatever.
Whoever wrote the book.
Yeah, Sarah starts with a B. That's all I can think of. But they convinced her that it's going to be okay. That they'll tell her story that she wasn't, really who she said she was. So she like took the curse off of them, type of deal. Would I watch it again?
That's
No.
lame.
I mean, it's Guillermo del Toro, so I mean, it's got some cool looking stuff to it. The monsters were a little childish compared to some of the other ones.
It was visually very impressive. I liked the amount that went into it. It was only a PG-13 movie too. So, I mean, thinking about that is very interesting. I mean, it was very dark and very horror-esque for, the rating.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I wouldn't, hopefully, because kids are going to see it, look at it and want to see it.
yeah.
But some of the jump scare might be a little much for even like, young kids.
I think that's what they're, I appreciate that that's what they're going for because the source material is fucking terrifying and that is for little kids.
Oh yeah.
And I like that they're literally taking the idea of this book. Like I remember reading this when I was like fucking 10 years old and being like, there are some stories where I was like, oh man, that gave me the creeps, and like you couldn't go out of your way to find a book like that when you were a kid. And I appreciate what they did, turning that into a movie and making it available to younger people to be kind of messed up and maybe induce a little bit of horrors,
Yeah, true.
That's just my point of view.
Oh man, that was a good point of view though. I mean, like I said, I never read these stories as a kid.
Oh, gotcha.
I may have, and I may have totally forgot about it. I mean, I've heard about them.
You'd remember. You wouldn't forget these stories.
Man, I forget a lot of stuff, from my childhood. It's just like I was a child.
This isn't
I don't
Number
remember
Munchers,
this.
dude.
Yeah. But I did catch another movie 2 weeks ago. It was The Kitchen, starring Melissa McCarthy, and that's a DC property from a comic. But the biggest thing was going into a movie seeing Melissa McCarthy play like a serious role and not a comedic, role that she always plays. Made it strange at first, but it's about Hell's Kitchen and all these guys go to jail, but the wives take over and they basically run Hell's Kitchen. And I liked it. Like, I feel like it didn't get probably the promotions that it needed and, everything else, but I thought it was a really good movie. And it was funny, my mom commented on it asking if, somebody would like this movie, and she thought it was about cooking. And I was like, no, Mom, it's about Hell's Kitchen.
They're all like mob boss wives or something, right?
Well, they all work for the mob, yeah. And it's good though. Like, it's obviously an underrated movie, but anybody else has seen it? Like, let's talk. I probably end up seeing it more than once though.
I just can't see her in anything serious. Like, she always plays such a
That's why
fucking idiot.
That's why I said, like, sitting into it the first time, like I had to sit in and accept that. That was like the hardest part at first, and then I'm like, okay, I got it. We did catch the movie 47 Meters Uncaged.
That one looks like fucking Sharknado to me.
Dude, I'm actually interested in it. I don't know why.
The sharks look good. I will give them that.
Yeah.
And I know it seems like the trailer shows the whole movie away. Nah.
It doesn't seem that way to me.
Okay, there is some bad acting in it, which you just have to be expected. Yeah, expected. Like comparing to the movie Crawl that came out recently with the alligators. I think this was better. I mean, they both have, the whole scare tactic with, an animal coming after you type of deal, but like this one's a lot. It's got a lot more to it.
Let's be real. Like, you're sitting in a room, right, and you're having ideas pitched to you, and someone's like, "Yo, let's make a movie with a fucking alligator going to eat people." That's okay. That's like, I had no interest in seeing that because that's not scary to me, and I don't even live in an area with alligators.
Well, that's just like sitting in a room pitching about a movie, like, "Hey, man, I want to make this movie where these dudes' faces are sewn to their assholes, and this dude's asshole sewn to his face, and they're gonna make a centipede."
Well, I think people watch that because it's just fucking human trash porn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a trash movie, and people still are like, "We'll go see it."
Ugh, I don't get people. I don't get why you watched it.
Yeah.
I mean,
we have the AMC Movie Pass, so like it's $20 a month. So if I see two movies a week, it's nothing.
If you saw it for free, fine. But
yeah,
I remember. So I'm seeing this chick, and like we went out a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, "Well, what do you want to see?" And I know she's into horror, so like Midsummer was up there.
Yeah.
Like when I thought that Midsummer was horror, it's not horror. It's
No.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Everybody should watch it, but don't go on a date and watch it because that was a mistake.
Yeah, I was confused for about 3 days. Like every time I think about something, I was like, why?
I still think about that fucking movie. Like, that's why I say go see it. Like, this movie has had such a weird impact on my brain. It's insane. But like Crawl was one of the movies, and she looked at it and she's like, "Did you really just ask me if I wanted to see this movie?"
I think the problem is
Like,
people are desperate for something new. Like, you've got all these fucking remakes. Like, all they can do is remake movies left and right. Like, people are desperate for something original.
I'm waiting for the movie about the killer cockroach. Can we get that? Or like, you ready for the killer gigantic house centipede? Have you guys seen one of those things? It's a fucking it's nightmare fuel.
It's gonna be like, you see that cicada? It is the size of a tree.
They've got another fucking movie coming. It's coming out on Sci-Fi. They're doing like a spin-off of Sharknado called fucking Zombie Tsunami.
No, just quit.
I swear to God.
Speaking of Midsummer though, Sean, there's a movie called Them That Follow. It had a very low, it had a very low release. So they said it only did it with like 1,200 theaters or so.
Okay.
And we missed the showing of it, so I'm gonna have to wait to download it. But it's got a lot of good actors in it. It's kind of like in that whole, I think, weird creepiness and not the horror, side to it.
Yeah, it's like if I can plug that movie again, like seriously, guys, go watch it. It was such a good movie. Like I like that psychological kind of thing where like every minute to minute you're just like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the movie, you don't know if you just liked the last 3 hours of your life. You know, you're like, did I just like this movie or was that trash? I don't know.
Oh,
I don't get it.
exactly.
You know? But shoot me a text with that movie because I want
Oh,
to.
I
check
got
that
you
out
for
after.
sure. Yeah, I've been updating the show notes a lot better, so I'll throw it in there too.
Sweet.
Yeah, about Midsummer, like I know it was a long movie too, walking into, and I was like, "Am I ready
Yeah.
for this?"
It
And
didn't
like,
feel like it dragged though at all.
it was cinematically done. I mean, I think some of the scenes were just beautifully shot. I know me and Kyle talked briefly about how the mushrooms effect was just seemed so realistic for a movie.
For sure, dude. Like the fact that like halfway to 3/4 through the movie, I couldn't quite tell. Like there were some things where I couldn't quite tell whether or not it was really happening or it was a hallucination. And then, you know, thinking about the movie like later on, and I'm thinking back to certain parts that had a certain effect on me, and I'm like, wait, was that a hallucination? Or because it could have very well been a hallucination, but it presents it in a way that's it's not and it's grounded. So it's like it really plays with a lot of like your senses.
How do you know that like when they print off that ticket, the ink is actually like LSD and you're just tripping the whole time and it's really just a white screen you're watching?
That would have been amazing.
I know I did end up seeing a movie that Micah was really amped to go see, and it's Good Boys.
How was that? I'm
Um,
curious.
Surprisingly, like I felt the trailer gave away the whole movie. But no, there
That's
was a lot that was missing
disappointing.
to it. Oh no, there's a lot more to it. There's a lot of the storyline, but the movie, yes, I enjoyed it. I mean, it felt like the whole like if American Pie, was to come out like that's the way you felt with that movie. That's kind of how I felt with this one, except nobody fucked a pie.
I've never seen it.
Oh, that's you'll live.
I wasn't planning on seeing it.
But like I enjoyed this more the first time probably than I did like when I saw Superbad. Like when I first saw that the first time I was like, oh, it's okay movie. Like I probably had more enjoyable seeing these little dumbass sixth graders.
I'm not gonna lie, like I don't think Superbad's a good movie.
All right, then we're kind of on the same page.
Like, and I know that
Yeah.
like people. I don't say that very often because people are like, "Oh, what do you mean, McLovin? Her." I don't think it's a good movie.
It's got
I
a
think it's
couple
pretty
good
trash.
points.
Yeah,
and
it's quotable.
People might hurt on me on this one. Like Pineapple Express is one of the ones I don't think is a good movie.
I can watch it in passing, but I never want to sit down and actively watch it.
For sure.
That's one of
Yeah.
the worst ones in my opinion. That one and what's the one with the world ends or
Oh, where they get the fucking missile stuck up the butt?
Fuck.
Oh no, you're thinking of
You're thinking of one where Michael Cera is a fucking cokehead, right?
Yeah.
and he's getting blown in the bathroom.
I hate that movie. That shit's so fucking stupid.
I love that scene and hate the movie.
Yeah. My favorite scene is that and when they're all falling in the fucking holes and dying. And like I'm finally getting to see all these people like killed off, and I'm like, yes, is this really happened to these people in real life?
Everybody listening's like, you guys are fucking idiots. This is the name of the movie.
Oh yeah.
What are you talking about?
Well, I was talking about the one with where they go, and I guess they're trying to kill whoever, and they get the missile up the butt. Let me see here.
Oh, you're talking
Man,
about the
I have
one where
no
they go to
idea.
Korea and they try to kill homeboy.
The interview?
Yeah, the interview. That one's the worst.
The
out
one
of all
where
of them.
like Eminem's like, yeah, I'm a homosexual.
Yes.
That is literally the only part of that movie that I remember because I was like crying laughing at that part.
Oh yeah. The movie was This Is the End.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw it in the theater and I was just like, I think I had a screener pass for that, and it was free, but
I wish I didn't even see it for free.
I'm excited
man,
for we're gonna go. We've already bought tickets to go see it chapter 2. Like I'm excited for that. That's the only thing I've been looking
Yeah.
forward to.
that drops on September 6th. My only complaint with that movie
Step carefully.
is Georgie
Uh-huh.
has aged. So
like,
like,
real,
they
you mean
I
like
didn't
real
pay that
life
close of
aged,
attention.
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
like real life age. So like
Film
when they
scenes.
show him again, I'm like, no, please just CGI this kid instead. It would be so much better.
Yeah, I guess I didn't pay that close of attention, but
But
I'm
because here's
super
my
excited. I was just gonna say, Mitch sent me a link earlier today that a relatively close drive-in theater is gonna be showing the first part and the second part back to back on opening weekend,
nice.
which I'm pretty amped for.
I think there was a couple theaters that offered that as well.
Like, there's theaters, but man, there's nothing like a drive-in. Do you guys have drive-ins around you?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean the closest one's like 25 minutes away. It's
Oh, that's about
yeah.
for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so nice, like especially at the end of the summer when it's like a little bit cooler. Because I
Yeah.
got a hatchback, so like I can just like kind of, put some blankets back there, put a couple pillows. You just fucking lay out and just watch a movie out the back of the car.
What I got is I got a RAV4, and the back door
Yeah.
swings open. So
Ooh,
we haven't gone to a drive-in with it,
courteous.
but I was thinking like, what if some kid's walking and doesn't see it? It just walks right into the whole door.
You can do a. You can.
I'm so sorry that I was muted because I was laughing that whole time. That is hilarious. Like I'm just picturing this kid like la da 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 da.
Yeah.
They make for like some of the trucks. Like I looked at them for my old truck. Like they make inflatable mattresses that you could put in your truck bed, but that's super redneck.
Well, dude, it's better than you being a grandpa with that Buick right now.
I got my gas mileage though.
I got one thing I'm ready though. This Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker. They've been, showing previews for it for months and months and months and months. I am so ready for them to update this trailer with like part 2, please. Because the movie comes out December 20th, and my issue is like I can't watch a whole year of the same fucking trailer.
But do you need a new trailer? Like you literally just said that Good Boys was ruined.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it was pretty much the trailer. Like I don't know, maybe I'm different. I don't watch a lot of trailers just because like I want to go in like you kind of know off the bat if you like going by premise, like if you're going to see a movie, and I feel like you're just kind of you're playing with fire when you try to watch so many trailers.
Well, the good thing about a Star Wars film is no matter what, you can just say the word Star Wars and people are going to go see it.
True.
They had to sell up the Good Boys because they're like, all right, we got to show them some, however old 6th graders are, cussing up a fucking storm and, run around with dildos and whatnot.
Dude, I would love to come out. You guys, we should talk about that movie sometime and just talk about what we did as like 6th graders.
We can do that.
We would have to up mine to
saying.
like high school because I was still mild in middle school.
You were
So
still
was
in a
I.
He was still in a bubble.
Yeah, for real.
Micah's rolling around going, $500.
Yeah, I didn't
Gee Willikers, mister.
I didn't get into shit until I was in high school.
Would you like some cream in that, Miss Pelkey?
Well, man, that's pretty much all I've seen. I mean, hopefully there's some good movies that are coming out soon that'll hopefully be a little more interesting. There's the movie Ready or Not coming out. It's a game show family that plays the game hide or seek.
Is that kind of like that movie Tag? Is that going to be like that?
Oh, no. Tag was kind of like a marriage thing. This is where this chick marries into a family, and I can't think of the name of the company, but just think it's like Milton Bradley. Like, I married into the Milton Bradley family. And they play this game when somebody gets married into the family, and it happened to be hide or seek. And they go around trying to kill her before sunrise. So she's hiding throughout this giant mansion, and people are getting murdered off left and right. It looks pretty good, though.
Interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, that movie Tag, that Jeremy Renner had like broke both of his arms during that movie.
Like filming it?
Yeah, like he was doing a stunt with the chairs where he's standing on top of them all in that gym, and the chairs fell wrong and he broke both of his arms.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
Yeah, I was just like, holy fuck. So maybe that's why he wasn't in that one Avengers movie much, because he had 2 broke arms instead.
I bet that was awful trying to wipe his ass.
Oh man, basically you're so rich people can wipe your ass with money when you're like that anyway. So I'm pretty sure you didn't have an issue.
That's fair.
And now, what you came here for, the main topic.
Man, so we're talking about Tups. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
I thought you just had a stroke. I was
Thips.
really confused.
Thips.
Well, I mean, if I did have a stroke, what were you going to do? You're going to like...
Make sure the recording was still going.
They'd be like, rest in peace, Ben. Rest in peace, Sean.
Here's episode 10. It's the last one. Micah doesn't do electronics.
Oh, man. So, yeah, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater for the PS1. This was Retro Gaming Monthly's Game of the Month. Sean, I know you're moderating some of the high score challenges over there. Am I right?
Maybe, possibly. It may be a conflict of interest.
Oh, it's a conflict of interest. Conflict of interest would be somebody like you actually submitting scores. It's kind of like... Ooh.
Oh.
Listen, it's not my fault that nobody else can put up a fucking score.
That's what's up, man. I mean, that's...
I mean, you guys are all doing great.
Yeah. So, talking about this game right off the bat, Wikipedia says this game was released August 31st, 1999, but there's still a lot of places that claim that that's not right and that it was September 29th, 1999. So, I haven't found true literature to say which one's right. I want to say Wikipedia's right, but you know, a lot of these other websites could have been right too.
Do you think it's ones when the demo dropped versus ones when the game dropped? Because that demo was fucking huge.
It could have been, because I know Greatest Hits didn't even release till 2000, which is surprisingly only a year later. But I guess it's right before Tips 2 came out.
So, are you just ignoring the fact that it's a TH?
Thips. I mean,
Thips. Like, emulate your best Mike Tyson and get the shit done.
Well, I think Micah would do it probably best. Micah do it.
Filths.
There
Hey
we
guys,
go.
let's play
There
some
we go. That
filths.
sounds accurate.
Yeah. I'm just hating on him because I know when he tries to say the word pole, and I'm like, what are you talking? A Paul?
Paul.
Paul.
A Paul.
Paul. Paul.
That's what I say when
That's when
they get on that Paul girl.
Yeah.
Get on that Battlemania, Paul.
So yeah, like I said, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, but over in like Australia and everywhere else, it's Tony Hawk's Skateboarding. Because a pro skater over there is actually an ice skater, and I guess they didn't want to get it confused with Tony Hawk's ice skating.
That's pretty cool. Dude, I never knew that. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I was watching some YouTube stuff earlier, just trying to get a little more info on it and what's going on. And he showed like the Tony Hawk's skateboard, and I was like, that just doesn't even sound right.
That's like
Pro skate.
That Ninja Turtles nonsense in like
Yeah.
Europe.
Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
Yeah.
Like just trying to think of that song, Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. It doesn't have
I don't want to ever hear that again in my life. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, so this game
Ninjas in a half shell.
Hero power.
So this game had a Pizza Hut demo. I really want to find that disc. That's my hunt right now, and hopefully it's not like it's $1,000 for that disc, bro.
I'm currently eBaying it.
Oh, are you?
I can
All right,
remember.
let me know on that
I
one.
can remember like playing the shit out of that demo.
Man, see, that's the thing is I can't remember it. The only thing I remember from Pizza Hut demo wise was when we talked about those Ninja Turtle VHS tapes.
Pizza Hut demo disc, 1 and 2 lot, for $12.74.
Well, I guess I know what I'm ordering.
God damn. It also on that disc has, because I'm going to derail this for a hot second.
That's fine.
Cool Borders 4, Final Fantasy 8, Crash Team Racing, and Ape Escape.
That's actually a pretty damn good demo disc.
That is a sweet demo disc. Disc 2 has Gran Turismo 2, Tetris something, Spyro the Dragon, and Sled Storm, and Tomb Raider.
Nice.
So talking about demo disc real quick to change it off, like, did you guys ever subscribe to or go and buy like the PlayStation magazines that had the demo discs that come in on monthly?
Yeah, I also went to Barnes & Noble and would rip up the packages.
Yeah, and just
take
steal the
disc and
fucking
walk
disc.
out.
So I'm not going to admit to that ever.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that did that.
When I was young, we bought the magazines because like I loved reading game magazines when I was a kid. But like as I kind of got too old for that, I totally may have accidentally severed the packaging and somehow ended up with a disc.
Dude, yeah. Every once in a while, I'll see somebody selling all the PlayStation 1 demo discs on like Facebook Marketplace, and I'm like, oh, look at this nostalgia. I just remember having like the CD binder case with them just
Yeah.
filled up in there.
All right, question. Off the cuff question. Sorry to derail, but
All right.
I'm curious. We're talking about demo discs, and I don't know when we're going to talk about that again with me on the show. Boys, demo
Yeah.
disc, PlayStation 1. What was your favorite game that you found on a demo disc? For
Driver.
me, it's Parappa the Rapper.
Oh, so yeah, Parappa Rapper was great, but that game was the fucking devil.
I fucking love that game. I'm
Slap,
so good at
chop.
that.
It's all in the wrist.
It's all in the wrist. Yes.
Mine would be a toss-up between Tony Hawk and Spyro.
Man,
Okay.
Driver, because my thing was all about shooting that car over a fucking jump and nailing with a fucking cop car midair. That was my favorite fucking thing to do over and over and over.
Was Driver
That's
the
pretty
one?
tight. Was that on PlayStation 1 or 2?
PlayStation 1.
Okay.
Was that the one where you did the stunts for the movie?
No, that's Driver Man.
Yeah. Wheelman.
Or Wheelman.
Yeah. Driver's the one where it starts off, you're in a parking garage and you have to do like all like the moves. You're basically like kind of like a driver for like people that rob banks and stuff like that.
Oh,
It's essentially like a low rent GTA mixed with like LA Noir kind of.
Man, I haven't thought about that fucking game in a minute.
You want to cover it? Fuck it. Let's do it. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, you know what it is. Driver right now. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, right. Surprise, guys. You thought you were getting into this,
Yeah.
but 40 minutes later, you're realizing it's about Driver.
Yeah.
Buckle in. Buckle in, buckaroo.
It's going to be a wild ride. I just sounded like some crazy taxi.
Yeah,
shit.
that really sounded like Crazy Taxi.
It was either Crazy Taxi or like a DJ for like Jet Set Radio. Buckle in, because we're going to have a great sound for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, man, it's a 2-player game if you want it to be. It's a 1-player game if you want it to be. It's got career mode, single session, and free skate for the 1-player. And on 2-player, you got graffiti, which is a split screen, trick attack, and horse. I never played this game with anybody, so I want to play horse. So whenever we get together, I think that would be really fun to play horse.
It's
on
really
this game.
so.
Yeah.
The whole concept of it is like who can get the highest score in a certain amount of time. Best I remember.
It's off of one combo.
Is it
From
one
what
combo?
I recall. From what I remember, and this is, I don't know. Honestly, I don't remember. I didn't look that far into this. I don't remember if this game started it, but you can also, maybe it's Tony Hawk 2, but you can change horse to be whatever letters you want it to be. So you could be a shorter game, longer game, but it really felt like that playground game to play with your friends when you're little.
I'm pretty sure, does it let you put in bad words or just like, can't put them in?
I'm pretty sure like we'd put in like jackass.
Okay. Yeah, jackass, is accepted, but you probably can't put like cunt, dick.
Oh man, dude, I wouldn't have even tried to put in cunt when I was a kid. Like that's like a recently acquired favorite word.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like as in like the last like 5-6 years.
So in career mode, you've got 5 goals per stage. And you got 2 scores to beat. You can destroy 5 objects or grind on them. It's going to tell you what to do. You got to collect the letters skate, kind of like on some Sesame Street type of shit. I mean, too bad like Elmo's not on the bottom of the screen going, "You collected an S."
Elmo's song.
And then you got to collect a hidden tape that sometimes is in an asinine spot.
It usually is. It's really cool. I like it through these games. The fact that like the hidden tape, there are some levels, especially later in the series, but there are some levels that you're just like, I need to ask somebody where this is or how to get this.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say that the guide for this came out very shortly afterwards, and it was probably a very picked up and read book just trying to figure out what some of these tapes were, because this game itself kind of pushed the limits of the PlayStation 1 itself. Like,
I believe that.
Like people relate to it as having like the Silent Hill effect,
Mhm.
So like when you're skating, like textures and shaders are constantly having to like feed in, so you don't see what you're seeing until it's right up on your face.
But even with that being said, and I've been playing a lot for Retro Gaming Monthly this month,
Yeah.
whether it be for the game or, I mean, most notably the high scores. I honestly, it took about like it was jarring at first when I loaded it up, and within like 5-10 minutes, like I didn't even notice how crappy the game. Like it doesn't even look crappy; it looks good,
I
like
mean, it's
for what it
fast
is.
paced and it's very fast paced, so to make
It's
it better.
exactly. It's constantly moving and it doesn't feel offensive. So I think, I mean, I wouldn't say it's timeless, obviously, but it's not offensive 20 years later.
Well, it's only offensive. Well, if you're Nintendo, because they changed a lot of the names of some of the moves to like not offensive type. Just like there's no blood in the Nintendo 64 version.
Well, who had a Nintendo 64? Who was dumb enough to do that?
I had one.
Ugh.
I have actually a boxed Nintendo 64 over here, and a handful of games for it too that are still complete in the box.
I mean, that's exactly where it belongs, sitting in the box.
Oh man, that's so wrong. You know, oddly
Didn't
enough,
Nin-
this is probably one of the best. Go ahead.
Didn't Nintendo change, like, it's not Christ Air anymore? Didn't they change it to something else?
I don't know that, but like the sex change was changed to something else, and a handful of other stuff.
Really?
Yeah,
Dude, I couldn't imagine this game without like sex air or sex change and having Christ air. Like I played Jamie Thomas like mostly when I was little, but like just because I thought Christ air was fucking dope. I don't know. That's weird. It's weird to even think about that. Y'all fucking
Yeah, for
Nintendo
sure.
64 lovers.
yeah. They just had to make it, for the kids, like Trick Daddy, do it for the kids. But you can play as the skaters: Tony Hawk, Bob Burnquist, Kareem Campbell, Rune Gilfberg, Bucky Lasik, Chad Muska, Andrew Reynolds, Jeff Rowley, Alyssa Steamer, and Jamie Thomas. So, did you know that the 900 almost wasn't in this game to begin with?
I did not know that. And
Yeah.
it's also Chad Muska. I
Yeah.
just wanted
Oh,
to
my
say
bad.
that.
I'm sorry.
For all the like skaters out there, I just
Yeah.
wanted to correct it for them.
Yeah, for sure. Before I get beat in the head with a fucking
Yeah.
pair of trucks.
Yeah, you're gonna lose your battle mania over that shit.
That'd be a hard one. So like I was watching some video and Tony Hawk was talking about how he had just done the 900, and it was right before this game got released to Sony, because like they said, once you like submit the game to Sony, like that's it. It's it's ready to go, 100%, no take backs, these type of deal. So they changed and added that in right at the end.
That's pretty tight.
Yeah,
That's pretty crazy.
there is 2 secret characters you can get in this game. Officer Dick, which you have to collect all the videotapes in career mode. It doesn't matter who you use, just got to collect all the tapes.
Mhm.
But you can type in a cheat code and actually turn him into Private Carrera. Which obviously, does anybody know where this name comes from?
Yeah, it's Asia Carrera, and
Yep.
there's also like another little funny story that I saw earlier when I was like I looked up like the level code or whatever so I could do the high score challenge for this week, and
Yeah.
it had a fun little fact that they originally they put her in the game, well, or they were planning on it, and she just like came to the offices one day and was like, yeah, you're gonna put a character in that is based off of me. Yeah, I need money. And they're like, well, we can't give you money, but I don't know how it quite broke down, but they're like, but we can put you in the game and kind of blast it that it's you kind of thing. And they ended up doing it in 2, I think, but then they switched her character and wanted to be able to be accessed by a cheat code.
Yeah. I saw a part where like they just call her Barely Legal.
Yeah,
That's what they usually refer to her as.
because she's in 2, I believe. Like she is the unlockable in 2.
And 3 as well, if I'm 100% sure, though. Somebody's, gonna probably yelling at us right now, regardless.
Officer Dick is a pretty recurring character, and then I think Ollie the Bum comes in at some point. But
yeah, that's when the game starts getting a little different.
So what remind me, talking about unlockables and stuff, I know, like, on certain levels, there's like music videos playing in the background. Like, that was one of my favorite things, is always trying to find a music video. But when you complete the game, don't you get like a full screen video per character?
Yeah, you get like skate videos for characters.
That's what I was
So if
thinking.
you beat the game with like Tony Hawk, you'll get like if you were to get a skateboarding magazine, you got like a little little promo movie or something. Like
You got the
smart clip.
FMV of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's one thing. Like,
the emulator I played on couldn't handle that, and it couldn't do it.
it may not have been the emulator.
PlayStation
It may have
Classic
been your
can't do it.
your freaking internet connection too.
That's true. It's shit.
So the PlayStation Classic can't emulate it very well. Is that what you're trying
No.
to say, Sean?
Yeah, no. Sorry. Yeah, I put it on the Classic, and it literally, like Micah describes it, playing online, and like I wouldn't stream it. Like, it's a very high input game, so I didn't even try streaming it outside of like one time for like a minute. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put it on the Classic. And that thing ran at, I swear, like 12 frames a second. Like,
I was gonna stream it on Facebook, but since Mark Zuckerberg has kind of like the ban hammer down on me, like just ready to drop any second, and since it has licensed actual music for it, I just became weary and was like, I'm just gonna hold off on this game. I actually like being able to like have an account and like post stuff for the digital cartridge page, but my luck, he was just like, sorry, bro, this is your last straw. You're out.
makes sense.
So you've got your stages. I know y'all's first week was Woodland Hills.
Yep.
That's probably the smallest, best map that I love right off the bat. I mean, I know Sean got a crazy score on it, but like that's nothing that I could ever imagine on touching.
That's the warehouse level, right? Woodland Hills.
Yeah.
I feel like after that one, like every other stage is fucking massive compared to the warehouse.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like Miami itself it's like, damn, this is like multiple levels. It's fucking long. It's literally like kind of like going with like a level of Doom. You're just going, left corners, up, down, left, right type of situation. Like it's not just a small like block stage like the warehouse was.
Yeah, you've got like, that was one of the first levels, like going back through and replaying, like where I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to play this level more than once because I'm not gonna get all these challenges in one singular run. Like, I'm gonna have to like collect all the letters and then come back, grind all the tables, come back, get the hidden tape, come back.
Oh, that's the way it's supposed to be. They don't want you to be able to get all 5 achievements in one run. I mean, you can, especially on warehouse, but like, and even on like the contest ones, you're supposed to. But a map like this, they want you to replay it over and over and over and over. There's games made for replayability. It's really very arcadish. Everything's in 2-minute segments, so it's kind of like you're putting in a quarter, and you're just getting to play like that section, And luckily, that's why you get the 5, things to do on each map. But like I said, it's all about it's very arcadish. That's the easiest way to put it down.
Yeah, and I really like how, like, at the end of each run, like it saves your high score, so you can put your initials in, so like someone else can go in behind you, for example, and see, like, to speak to the arcade type game, like, oh well, this is what that person got, let me see if I can beat that score.
Oh yeah, for sure. Then of course the map after that's the mall, which is in New York.
I like this map.
It's a good one. I think it's probably not my favorite, but it's close. It's really close to it.
I don't know how any like one of these styles of maps, because there's two. There's this and there's downhill. Downhill jam, or maybe that's
downhill jam.
Yeah, downhill jam.
No, it's downhill jam.
Okay. I thought that was a Tony Hawk. Wasn't that a Tony Hawk game for the Wii where you
I think
got
so.
like a fake ass skateboard or something?
No, that's Ride. That's Tony Hawk Ride.
But there was another one. Okay, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Regardless, so there's these two levels they're point A to point B maps instead of like open world, air quotes, kind of level where you can just ride around. So you start at the top and you kind of work your way down through the level and get to an end point. So I don't think like anybody really likes those levels the most, but I thought Mall was actually pretty well done. I like
most
the
definitely.
layers to it, like
Oh yeah.
you can go to the second floor or stay on the bottom floor. It was pretty cool. I appreciate it more now than I did before.
Saying mall, I don't know why, but it made me think of this game real quick. State of Emergency, which is made by the makers of Rockstar and Grand Theft Auto people.
My brother loves that fucking game.
Dude, that game was the shit where you just run around just literally just murking people. That's probably one of my favorite PS2 games of all time. Like just as getting this arcade replayability we just talked about, like Tony Hawk has. I mean, that has a very arcade, just run and gun feel to it. So now you get your first contest level, which is the skate park Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And
as I think that's between this and Warehouse, I would wager a bet are most people's favorite levels.
oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. This is the one.
Yeah.
Maybe it just has that true skateboardish feel to it because it is, literally a skate park, and Woodland Hills is a skate park inside as well. I mean, the indoor style to it.
Yeah, it feels less out there. Like, I don't know. Throughout these games, my least favorite levels are the ones that feel like cities. Like I'm not a big fan of Minneapolis. I think it's Minneapolis in this game. Maybe it's not.
It is. That's the downtown map.
Okay.
So with the competitions, like I like how you can basically bail out of those. Like if you've got 2 runs, because they're going to keep the 2 best scores, so you can just be like, nope, I'm good, and like just keep on moving on. Like if you're just going to complete the game, like if you're not, because there's no, try to collect skate, try to get the tapes, none of that shit. Like it's just beat everybody else's scores, and it's all computer generated scores.
Oh yeah.
And if you're solid at this game, like you can literally play for 20 seconds and just hit end run and still get like a 93, 94.
That's one thing I like about every level is though, like if you don't like your run, you can just hit restart though.
Yeah. And it's fast.
Yeah.
It's almost like Meat Boy, you can just restart real quick.
For a CD-based game, like, yeah, it keeps it loaded up and ready to just fly every time, but not like 40 seconds later you get to, restart. But what I was going to say about these is like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is the one that, like, even though it's the first one out of the group, it kept it truest to heart. I won't say it's my favorite one out of the bunch, but like when you started getting past 4, they just started getting a little just funky. Like when you're grinding on top of like light poles and shit like that. I'm just
like Tony Hawk Underground.
Yeah.
Sketching behind cars. I don't know. I don't need that shit in a game. Why are you telling me to get off my board?
Yeah. Now there's a game for the Genesis called Skitchin', which was probably one of my favorite games ever growing up for the Genesis itself. But that's a rollerblade. It's a rollerblading game, so you rollerblade behind cars and you shoot. And you have to like punch other dudes, getting up to the front of the, like to be number 1 and shit.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So after this first contest, that's when you get the downtown Minneapolis map.
So excited about this. I love it. Okay, so I haven't honestly played this map in a while. I just kind of remember the basic layout. But can you get hit by cars in this level?
Yes.
Fuck that. It's so obnoxious.
Well, I mean, it's got to be realistic, I mean, the bad thing is like even like landing a move on this game, like you have to land perfect. Where like on 2, you can be a little bit off and you're going to land.
You remember when we talked about Sonic and how I said, like, I remember Sonic fondly because I played the first couple of levels, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, you sit down and play it, and I realize I hate Sonic because it's not fun later in the game.
Exactly.
I don't want... Okay, if making my game realistic is going to make it unfun, don't put it in there.
Okay.
I just
Grand
wanted
Theft Auto
to dig
realistic?
at Sonic again on you boys.
It's all good. Is Grand Theft Auto realistic though?
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's really fun though, right?
Yeah, but I don't like getting hit by cars.
Yeah,
I'll make the same exact complaint in that game. Stop hitting me. I will keep this across the board.
I guess we can run through the rest of these stages real fast. You've got Downhill Jam, which is Phoenix, which you talked about. You got your second contest, which is Burnside, which is in Portland. That's a good one too. Then
I
you got
think I think that's pretty good. It's
Yeah.
basically a skate park underneath a bridge.
Yeah, then you got the streets in San Francisco. They should have made you like collect 5 rice-a-roni boxes or something.
That would have been sweet. Or destroy him, because I
Yeah,
think that's one of the things,
destroy them.
right?
Yeah, grind on 5 rice-a-roni boxes.
That's
Uh,
hilarious.
Then you got contest 3, which in the actual manual they say it is. Oh, hold on.
Isn't it classified?
Yeah, it just says, "Have you seen them?" Yup. And if you thought that thing was cool 10 years ago, you ain't seen nothing yet. Which is Area 51,
Yeah,
Roswell, New Mexico.
Roswell.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. I thought, I mean, even as a kid, I thought it was kind of cheesy to grind into the operating room and just like see an alien.
Yeah, but I
But-
mean,
But it was fun.
this game was fun, and like I think they just wanted to add something just like different. Like you're gonna skate all this, like let's fucking skate. Area 51.
Do you guys notice? So I didn't really play Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. I played 1, 2, 4, and 4 kind of eliminated levels like this. But did you realize, like, did you notice that the last level on these kind of suck?
Yeah,
Like, in terms of like, you can't get a great score on them. Like Roswell, underwhelming. I mean, it doesn't feel like you're ever doing really well in that level. And then you got Bull Ring in too, which is the exact same thing.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, I honestly think
Bull
like
Ring was 4.
4.
Bobby.
The first couple maps are always the best on these.
Yeah, for sure.
And then they're just like, all right, well, let's just put some stuff in here to make it a little bit longer and harder, but they're not nearly as fun. Like the short fun maps, the first maps to get you progress through are really the best.
Yeah, dude, I would have loved it if they took Burnside and turned that into, collect skate, get a high score. Like that's a perfect map for that. It's like it almost feels like a more fun version of Warehouse.
For sure.
There's just more shit to do.
I would have liked if they would have like expanded on the levels as the series went on. Like,
well, they brought back some of them and
do you mean?
remastered them and did them in HD.
Oh, take the same levels and make them bigger,
yeah,
or something like that.
Take Warehouse and blow it out and make it a bigger level for like 2, and then like so you still got some familiarity, but it's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
While I do appreciate having like new levels to play in every map, I like because they did the HD version, right? Which is kind of like a remaster. Like that's where I wish they did something like that.
Oh yeah. Some of the other versions of this game had they brought back some of the levels, which brought back a lot of that heart to it. And I can't remember if they actually added a little bit to it or not, or just changed the way it played.
How was it going back to this Game Boys and not having manual?
If it's not bad, it's not bad. I mean, it makes your combos harder to do and everything else.
Yeah, 100%. It's weird. Like I still now, like 30 hours into this game, try to manual out of a combo.
Oh yeah, you just gotta tell yourself no. Because most of your tricks are just done off of square, circle, and triangle in any direction that you push it in. Because those, squares for your kick tricks, circles for your grab tricks, and triangles for your grinds. And then, of course, you can hit left or right on the triggers to spin faster. To help get the multiplier up.
Yeah, I feel like manual should have been in this one. Like, I don't know why they didn't include it.
They may just not have been an option, or didn't know how to actually integrate the button into it with all the combos.
Maybe they possibly like knew that they were going to do another game and they're like, we need to keep a feature out.
Yeah, that's possible too.
You want to talk about my favorite part of the game?
Is it the soundtracks?
It is.
What's your favorite? Or do you want me to go through the list of the songs and you tell you your favorite, or do you want me to go ahead and tell me your favorite and then we'll go through the list?
I mean, I can tell you my favorite. Like, that's one of the most memorable things about this game for me is like the Pizza Hut demo and the soundtrack. Like I said, finding the music videos and like just listening to the soundtrack over and over. Like a lot of the times with sports games, because I still consider this a sports game, like the soundtrack gets annoying as shit. But like with this one, it never got old.
Oh yeah, I mean the bad thing is I think you hit replay as much trying to hear the song you want to hear instead of the song you don't want to hear.
Oh, dudes, I pretty much immediately when I was younger figured out that you could hit start, go into sound options, and you could hit next song, and I
Yeah.
had it mapped out in my head that no matter what song I was on, I could always get to the song that I wanted like that. It's like, okay, I'm on race car driver, Jerry the race car driver, right? And
Yeah.
it's like you skip 2 songs and you're on Superman.
See, that was my
It's like,
go-to.
all right,
That's my
well, next
favorite
one.
one.
I think that's everybody's favorite one in this game. You had to love that.
That was the whole era of brass too, right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
What was y'all's?
Mine is actually Jerry Was a Race Car Driver. That song, and it's kind of relating back to the whole Green Jelly, Three Little Pigs. Like those came out really similar. Like on MTV, that was always. I felt like those showed up back to back, and it showed up a lot for me. And so Primus was like kind of like that group you shouldn't listen to, I guess, but you did. At that age, like it was for a little bit older people, I guess. But yeah, Goldfinger Superman is a great song. It's very catchy, and I love me some brass. Like even like the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones type of style back then.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, you had Dead Kennedys, Police Truck, Evan Rude, Vilified. You had Speed Dealer, Nothing to Me, and then they had another song, Screamer. Suicidal Tendencies had Psycho Vision, which is another great song off of that. You have the Ernie's Here and Now, Insane Committed, and the Vandals, Euro Bars.
So what's your go-to song, Mole Downey?
Give me one hot second. Wasn't New Girl in this song in this game?
No.
Yeah, it is. Pro Skater 1, Suicide Machines, New Girl. Okay, that's what I thought. So New Girl and Superman are my 2 favorites out of this. Here and Now is also one of those ones if I'm like hitting. So like right now while I'm doing the high score challenges, and of course, like me, I've got a solid line that I'm running, and within 10 seconds you can fuck up the line. So you're constantly restarting. If I get to any of those songs, I'm like, please let this be a good round. But that's also in the first hour where I'm still listening to the music before I mute it and put it on my own. Because hearing the first 5 seconds of a song over and over again is awful. But the soundtrack's great.
That's what's up. Yeah. Yeah, that is. That's what helps makes the game. So.
Did you, as playing this game originally, like back in the day, did you for me, being a completionist, like did you go through and try to max out everybody's stats, or like when you were done with it, were you done with it?
Man, as well as I'm all about them cheat codes, so I didn't worry about half of that shit.
I didn't go through and try to max everybody's stats out, but I definitely went through to see all the videos.
Like I'm
for sure. Like I didn't cheat code on this. I mean, I may have to like get max stats or something on somebody, but for the majority's sake, like once you run through it a couple of times, you can run through the game relatively quickly.
Oh yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I just play the warehouse over and over and over and over. That's just that's where I hang out
on the
at.
demo.
Yeah, that's where I hang out.
I'm fairly certain between myself and Caleb, like we had max stats on everybody and had all the videos unlocked, like at one point.
Nice. So I did find out, though, we're talking about magazines. Game Informer's August 2001 episode, release was number 100, and they ranked this number 36 in their top 100 games of all time back then.
All time or all time PlayStation?
All time at that time with Game Informer. So as of like August 2001 back then,
that's impressive.
That was their number 36 in their top 100 games of all time. So yeah,
that's not upsetting.
Maybe
there's like a lot of like all time before 2001, like all systems. There's a lot of fucking great games.
Oh, for sure. Maybe I can find this whole IGN 100 list on that.
Huh? That's interesting.
But it has to be dated up to 2001. So maybe I can go back and find some internet archives back to that.
Oh yeah, you can definitely find that. You can go and read like any Nintendo Power right now, can't you?
Well, they're hard to find. I know where they're at, but they're once Nintendo found out they were online, they were like, "Fuck that shit. You know.
Oh, they took them off of archives.net?
Oh yeah. No,
Oh,
archives.
that's stupid.
They're hidden in the archives.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Those are sweet. I still have a stack, but
So, are we gonna rank these games? Are we gonna rank this game? Is that how we're gonna do this?
Yeah. Do
fuck yeah.
you have anything else you want to talk about with the game before we do?
I don't. I'm pretty much. I mean, it's Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I did also one little tangent off on it. Right before Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, I think released, Tony Hawk was talking because somebody asked him how much money he made off of this game, and during that time, they just slid him a check for like $4 million because he only thought he was going to get like $1 million off of the series. But they just gave him like a royalty check for $4 million, But honestly, that could, if you look at it, it's like $1 million per game at that time.
Do you think? I don't remember when they dropped. Like, this was the first game before like the Dave Mirra and all those other games. Like, do you feel like this one, the success of this one, is what spawned all those other games off, or do you think all those other games were already pre-planned?
I think this probably made it pop, and especially putting, Tony Hawk's name in every household almost.
Because there was Dave Mirra, there was some like inline skate games, like there was.
You got Shaun White snowboarding.
Yeah, it feels like there was a ton.
Kelly Slater's the surfing one.
Like a ton of spin-offs because of this game. Like, I feel like it launched an entire like genre of games.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, we can jump into ratings.
So, I mean, Sean, I know you already know the ranking system from being on past episodes, but I mean,
Yeah,
some of
bye.
our listeners might not know. But so we rank these on a shelf system. If you were to put it in a glass case, a top shelf, middle shelf, or bottom shelf, or as like Micah likes to say, put it underneath the shelf. Bury that motherfucker. Nobody ever wants to see it ever again. So Micah, if you were to put this game in your collection, where is it going?
So, like I said, I've spent a ton of time with this game. Just going back and forth. I can remember playing a lot of 2-player mode with my cousin and with my brother. So for me, it's a glass case. I'm gonna put it up and put it in one of them plexi cases just for the simple nostalgia of it and what it done for spinning off the rest of the genre, because those are in some of my like the top. If you say, I don't want to say top 10 because that narrows it down, but like top 20 games of all time, like I would throw both of those in there. Like there's no way that you can't not play this game.
Nice. Maybe if you're lucky, you can take the show art that we had made for this and the game and put them in a special glass case together.
That show art's sick too.
Yeah, that show art is sick. Too bad, R.I.P. Ben. He
Rip.
got ran over on the streets by a pizza.
So what about you, Sean? Where are you putting it? What shelf are you putting it on?
Man, I feel like I've had a lot of top shelves recently, and of course, you just put one in the glass case, and I want to put this one on the top shelf. It's got replayability. I was borderline going to put it on the middle shelf, but I went with the top only because, like I said, this is one game you could pick up and replay and replay and replay and replay. And like I said, we had songs that we instantly went to and like relived every time you listen to it. And this is like probably my second favorite out of the whole Tony Hawk's Pro Skater series. I think Pro Skater 2 is a little bit better. That's just me. We can fight. Anybody can fight about that later. That's fine. I don't care.
I don't think there's much to fight about. It's a better game.
It is. But this one holds, like the bounty, the throne for, starting off, like Micah talked about, all the other extreme sports type of games, starting off, because like if this didn't really exist, a lot of the X game games probably wouldn't exist and everything else. So this was like being a big predecessor. It holds a lot of value to what it's worth at the beginning.
What about you, Sean Muldowney?
Kind of going off what Sean just said. I mean, it's like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 it's just a better game. Like, I don't even think there's much of an argument. Like, the music's better, which maybe sound crazy if this is the only one that you've played, but I think 2's music's better. You got the introduction of the manual. Everything's a little bit more fluid. It looks a little better. So that game is just a better game. But Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1, you put that in front of me, I don't care. I'm playing it. It doesn't matter. It's that good of a game. This game, I'm buying a brand new copy of. I'm sending that shit out and getting VGA rated, and I'm putting that baby in a glass case because that's where it belongs.
Nice.
It's a fucking masterpiece on the PlayStation 1. And I don't, with all I just said about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, this game is a fucking masterpiece. For when it came out and what it was, incredible.
So I know when this game came out, I worked at Funco Land.
Funco.
Yeah, so I wish I could like think back to when like the release was and like how many people got it, like reservations and stuff and all that good stuff, but I can't. As mad as I want to, I can't. So we got any last comments on this game?
No, I'm ready to go play some Tony Hawk 2 now, though.
Oh well, here's this though.
Hey Morty, do a fucking kickflip. Who do you think I am? Tony Hawk or something? Whoa, Morty. I didn't ask for a 900.
I meant to put that in way earlier in the episode and totally forgot.
Yeah, I forgot you sent that to me. Totally forgot.
Oh yeah, I had a listener the other day comment, and he's like, "I'm waiting for more Rick and Morty stuff," and I was like, "Well, I didn't think about it till late Friday night," and I was like, "Man, I'm gonna take some of this Patreon money and go see if I can get another voiceover done," and I spent the Patreon money on for that right there and for the show art that we had at the same time. So I thought it fit well, and I know Sean, you added some extra lines I should have added to it, but maybe I should have collabed up because it sounded pretty good. What you wanted to add to it?
I don't even remember what it was, but
you're talking about the 900 being like a 900 number.
Yeah. Is that a sex line?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I can't hear like 900 or like 1-900 without being like, that used to be is that still a sex line?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure there's still people that call 1-900 numbers and get like $500 phone bills.
There's this awesome thing called the internet. You should invest in that.
Dude, or just get Reddit. I will tell you what.
Or just become friends with Micah.
Never mind. Oh, so many Instagram posts not opened.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is From the Top Rope with Micah.
So, Sean Maldani, are you still not watching WWE?
Nope.
Did you?
I've seen like a handful of things, but yeah, I'm not watching the product.
So, like, the best thing that's happened in 2 weeks has been Bray Wyatt. Like, by far, his entrance at SummerSlam was fucking amazing.
It was incredible.
Did you see the actual entrance, or did you see the edited entrance?
No, I saw the real one.
Okay.
With the lantern.
Apparently YouTube
I saw that live.
Yeah, YouTube fucking apparently edited out the lantern.
Yeah, I mean, it's a severed head. Like, I get it. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was incredible. It was one of my favorite things that I've seen in wrestling in a long time. Well, WWE related.
Yeah. So they've been doing the fucking like the Roman Reigns attacks, and they still haven't said who's done it. Like, he's been getting like Final Destination attacked. He had some fucking crates fall on him, and then he almost got hit by a car, and it's just been some stupid ass shit. Goldberg come back. He still fucking sucks. He's got a good looking spear.
Don't get me wrong, dude. I'm not watching, but I mean, I listen to podcasts. You know which ones I listen to. And I mean, I hear all the shit that goes on, and I'm like, man, I'm so glad I didn't watch that.
His spear looks good,
Like,
and him working with Ziggler, like at SummerSlam. Ziggler's one of the best sellers, so like he made him look like $1 million, but he's fucking awful, dude.
Dude, during SummerSlam, so that's when I turned on my TV. Was like right when that match started. So I was blessed. I was blessed with having to listen to Goldberg's music like 19 times that night. It was fantastic. Like, I just wanted them to keep playing it. Just keep playing it.
because of your
I'm not
like
being sarcastic at all.
the network issues.
No, I personally didn't have any network issues, but every time he kept fucking coming out, they would play his music. And I'm
Oh.
just like, great, here we go again.
So
I
I
can't stand him.
like I had apparently network issues were a huge thing. Like trying to watch the NXT takeover, I had no audio. I have video but no audio. Trying to play it from a tablet or a phone, but once I got home and played it on the laptop, it was fine. And then SummerSlam kept pausing and fucking fast forwarding itself the entire time. And like apparently it's been a widespread thing. Like tons of people had issues.
The only I did have an issue where it literally every couple of minutes it would tell me that I exceeded my like my allotted amount of viewers or people using my network or whatever. But I'm literally the only person with my password, so that was annoying. So I'd have to keep like restarting, and it was stupid, but it went away.
Yeah, and like apparently a ton of people have reached out to like their customer support, and customer support's just been like, yeah, tough shit. Like, we got your $9.99. Fuck you. Go on somewhere.
Yeah.
They're like, listen here, you peasant.
Yeah, essentially. Like, they don't give two shits.
I mean, I think it's the same, like, back when, you used to have to rent pay-per-view off of, like, Comcast or whoever. If they fucked up, it was a risk you had to take.
AEW has now sold out their first 3 shows, like their first 3 live tapings.
Yeah, and one of them's right by me. I didn't even look at tickets though. I mean, I'm gonna.
You're going to All Out though.
All Out next weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm jealous as fuck of that.
Chicago, here I come. Be meeting up with Mike Lanham and Zeus and Zeus's friend, either Xavier or Mario. I don't remember. But he's a pretty cool dude. Met him at Mania.
Yeah, that's gonna be fucking sick. Are y'all going to anything else while you're there, like Starcast and everything?
Yeah, I think we're gonna be doing the CM Punk, like his little conference thing where he's gonna be doing a Q&A or whatever, and then maybe MJF. But I have no interest. I personally have no interest in like any of that shit. Like unless it's like some old school dude that's just gonna tell stories. Like I'll listen to that shit, I guess. But I hear that stuff on podcasts all the time. I don't need to hear them if I can do a Q&A. I don't care.
I was gonna say there's a place called Gallop and Ghost, which is about 25 minutes to the west of Chicago, which is I think the U.S.'s largest arcade.
Do you know where it is? Because it's not actually in Chicago.
It's right outside.
Chicago.
Yeah, it's right outside of it.
Yeah, it's at the Sears Center, I think.
Let's see here, Gallop and Ghost. It is. It's in Brookfield, Illinois.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but
yeah,
it's not where I'm going to be.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm saying you can maybe y'all could all just take an Uber, all together, and if you wanted to. I'm just saying.
Well, it's going to be fun regardless.
Yeah, I know Mike would go there just for the pinball machine. So
right.
I guess we can plug. We're still planning on doing like our first big wrestling episode that we're going to try to get a couple of extra guest hosts on so we can sit and long form and discuss everything that's been going on with AEW and WWE and even New Japan and even maybe some Impact and stuff like that. So that's going to be coming up pretty quick. Do you have anything from this day in history, Sean?
Yeah, man. So August 20th, 1999. It was WCW at San Francisco, California, Cow Palace. So Bret Hart fought WCW World Champion Hulk Hogan to a no contest when Sid Vicious and WCW TV Champion Rick Steiner interfered. But moments later, Bobby Duncombe Jr., Barry, and Kendall Windham joined on the attack with Bill Goldberg making to the save. So I feel like it's weird. I should have mentioned earlier, like this episode feels like a 20-year anniversary. Because when we're releasing this, if the date is right on on August 31st for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, we're looking at 20-year anniversary. And same thing with the Offspring song. This came out in 1999, and then we got this fight in 1999, all around the same time and month too. So we should just call this one the 20-year anniversary episode.
I mean, it is episode 10, so
Yeah,
there's math behind that.
look into the future. Yeah. I know I shared with some of y'all. I had got access to some of the MMA fights the other night. It was good to see Nick Diaz back in the octagon after I think it was a 3-year hiatus.
He won
from
too, right?
The Conor McGregor fight. Yeah, he won.
Yeah,
he
he
fought
kicked his
Anthony.
ass.
He fought Anthony Pettis. The good thing about Diaz is he's got, first of all, an iron jaw, but his reach is so much better.
Yeah.
And then, of course, your main match for the night was Daniel Cormier versus
Stipe Miocic.
yeah, Stipe, and Stipe got the belt back, which was nice. I mean, I know I was talking to Kyle Collins about it's kind of good to see some of these bigger people finally fall, and lose, the belts.
Yeah.
Like I was kind of waiting, like it's not going to happen anytime soon, but Amanda Nunes, when she falls, it's going to be like a big event, kind of like with Anderson Silva, how long his reign was, before his leg went all into noodles.
Man, I'm like, for Amanda Nunes, like I'm really interested to see if it's going to be one of those things where, like, I don't know, like somebody super impressive comes along and just like dismantles her, or is it going to be some nonsense like Holly Holm kicking fucking Rousey in the head, but she's only trained to fight Rousey for 5 years, like
Exactly.
she's not that impressive against anybody else, but she was trained just to beat her, like I want to see somebody of Amanda Nunes's like caliber come along and kick her ass. I don't want to see it, but if it's going to happen, that's what I want to see.
I know she fights again, I think at 245, so that's
nice.
Three more to go for that.
Nice. Couple more months.
Yeah.
Sean, before we jump out of wrestling, since you're going to the show, who is your prediction for the first AEW World Heavyweight Champion?
What are we looking at?
Hangman versus Jericho.
For that? Hangman. You got to do Hangman. I mean, it would be, I don't know. I think it'd be a bad look for the company to put the title on Jericho first.
You think so? You don't think they'll go with just because he's a big name draw since they're going to TNT?
Well, that's why I think it would be a bad look. You're going to make your first champion a WWE star? Like, I don't know. I think it makes more sense for them to, their inaugural champion is going to be, quote unquote, like one of the indie guys that kind of is built, like they built this promotion around.
Yeah, that makes
it's like,
that makes sense.
I get that Jericho is an integral person, but it's like business wise, I think that would be fucking stupid. It's just like I would look at that and be like, oh wow, their first champion's that old guy. That's cool.
Yeah, I feel like Jericho should give him the rub, and like that's the whole reason Jericho's in that match, is to give him the rub to being the first champion.
Yeah, like there's a huge difference between like that and then like, I can go over to Moxley's fighting Omega, and it's like, okay, Moxley for a lot of people is that WWE guy, but he's not this old guy. Like he can still go. Like he's literally like 32, 33, like same age as Omega. It's like it's different in my head, I guess, seeing that happen versus like seeing Jericho, who's like 49 years old, facing off with this like 28-year-old dude. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I don't buy it.
I guess we can go ahead and jump into our intro, and if nobody has anything else to get
we're
into,
going to the intro. Let's go,
we're
boys.
going to intro. Let's go intro. Yeah, welcome to Digital Cartridge Podcast, motherfuckers.
Let's start it all over. Recording lost.
What have you guys been watching?
Oh yeah, man.
Battlemania.
Fuck you guys. I'm going home.
Hey guys, it's Micah.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
All right.
Don't forget to bring your towel.
All right, you fucks. If you made it this far, you're familiar with where you can find our podcast. If you're not, it is digitalcartridgepodcast.com. We've got links at the bottom of the page, including links. I just said links twice. Y'all done got me fucked up. At the bottom of the page, you can find t-shirts, Patreon, social media, and then all the streaming platforms that we're available on. You can call, leave us a voicemail, 470-DIGITAL. We'll play the voicemail after the song plays us out and respond to it on the air. That's 470-344-4825. Any...
So stick around. Stick around. We do have a voicemail after this show.
Oh, shit. Are we going to have to edit this voicemail too?
I don't know. I haven't listened to it. So, I mean, maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know.
Oh, shit. Do we have any new reviews or donors?
No, man, it's a ghost town out there. So, I mean, if you want to hear, shout out, give me a doll hair or two, or, even just leave a review on the good old iTunes.
Do you want to go ahead and fill everybody in on what we're going to do for the next episode?
Yeah, so this one's pending a guest host. I gave him hopefully enough heads up so he can get into it. We're going to cover the movie Idiocracy, which was once, a comedy, which has become more so a premonition now. But,
aren't we living that? I just don't have Gatorade coming out of my sprinklers.
It's not Gatorade, it's Brondo, the thirst mutilator.
Go away, I'm baiting.
Save all that for next episode.
Sean, do you have anything you would like to plug? Thanks for coming on, by the way.
No. I mean, I've got a backload of episodes if you want to listen to it from my show, Nerdy Thursday. We haven't recorded anything lately, but hopefully soon. I'm very excited. I mean, every opportunity I get to come on here and talk is a lot of fun. And also, I'm going to be doing some voice work for a local thing around here, which I'm super excited for. So I'll update people through the page as that comes to fruition. So that's about it.
That's all I got. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Adios, bitches.
Bye.
Yo, boys. It's your boy Ben from Street Pizza.
Rip.
Sorry I couldn't be there tonight. I had a little bit of a emergency with my kid, so I know it's set to record. Pretty bummed out, but hope you guys have fun. It's one of my favorite games. Anyways, just want to drop a line, say what's up. Later. Have a good one.
Yo, Ben, hope your kid's doing all right.
Ben, I need another voicemail for what shelf you would have put this game on because you didn't rate it.
He did good. I mean, at least we got to hear him. Right
also,
before.
Betty White's going to die. You owe me money.
Oh, man. Oh, he has to listen to it now. Just go ahead and send him like a money request on Facebook.
Yeah.
And just be like, you know what it's for.
Yeah, dude, we didn't even set up like a price limit. So this is basically blank check. So like if she dies, I'm getting a whole wall of just stacked TVs. I'm getting like this little cage this cage ball I can run around in. Like I'm going straight blank check.
That's the one where he changed his name to Macintosh.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Nice.
I liked Monkey Trouble. Is that the other one where that girl had the monkey in the backpack? That was a thief.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It wasn't monkey. Was it Monkey Trouble?
Yeah, it was Monkey Trouble.
Oh man,
Nice.
that's probably my favorite. Speaking of like movies like that, we went to Goodwill and bought Mighty Ducks D2 on VHS and All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Nice. I thought you were. I don't know why. I thought you were going to say Jungle to Jungle, and you didn't.
The cool thing about the All Dogs Go to Heaven, it's in a Blockbuster Video special price, like sleeve still. So
Sick.
it's an old rental copy, and I think it's cool because like I got a couple Blockbuster memorabilia still around here.